Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tom Worth Jr. and I had to get another one out the night before Election Day. Some news today. John Ralston, godfather of Nevada predictions, never misses in decades. He picked Kamala Harris to win Nevada. That's a swing state. If you combine that with Iowa, now you're talking. Now you're changing the electoral map in a really good way. Thinks it's going to be tight. I looked at his past predictions, and he's directionally right. He doesn't always get the margins right. So this is a tight one, and he admits that he is going with his heart on this as much as his head. But he has a track record to worry about, and track records matter to these people. They don't want to get it wrong just because they want someone to win. Another thing is this YouGov Univision survey of Puerto Rican, and I don't think it was just Puerto Rican. I think it was Latino voters in Pennsylvania. They did a survey, and it was after the MSG debacle with the racist comedian hired by the racist Trump campaign, and she's got in this survey. She's got 71% of the respondents reported that even if intended as a joke, these comments suggest that there is racism within the Trump campaign. Yeah, no duh. Only 17% of the respondents viewed the remarks as intended jokes. But the important thing is, when asked who they would vote for if the presidential election were held today, this was done last week, 64% of Latino respondents in Pennsylvania indicated support for Kamala Harris compared to 30% for Donald Trump. 64 to 30 for her in Pennsylvania with that demographic. And over half, this is the awesome part. This is why a lot of us were wondering, is he intentionally sabotaging himself? Why is he shooting himself in the foot just a week out from the election? Over half of the Latino voters surveyed indicated that the rally remarks influenced their likelihood of supporting Trump, making them more likely to vote for Harris. Over half of these respondents said that in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's huge, if you haven't noticed. Another item was CNBC. I'm just looking at all these things. I'm looking for weakness. I'm looking for, is my overconfidence misplaced? I did find one indicator of that, but this is just daily stock flips, or stock blips. His DJT stock did bounce back up and recover a little bit today. Still way off its highs. It's still down in the 30s, off from its high of 79 earlier this summer. So still way down, but it did bounce back up today some. And it's not going to go, he's not going bankrupt if he loses the election. There's so many suckers out there. They'll still buy his Bibles. They'll still donate to his legal woes. They'll still do all of that. So it's not, I mean, it loses all chance of really going up and recovering its former highs, but it'll continue to bounce up and down a little bit, win or lose. There's nothing to the company, obviously, but people have fun with it. They'll get in and out of it. But there was a survey or a study from the NRF, the National Retail Federation, and they're huge. They cover everything. They cover all retail. They are the go-to for studies on this and for associations to do with retail. It is the National Retail Federation, and they here at the last minute are they did a study. The NRF, National Retail Federation. Trump, this is from their own website. I saw it on CNBC. I saw a Reuters article. I went to the actual website to see their statement about it. And it's titled, Trump tariff proposals could cost Americans $78 billion in annual spending power for immediate release November 4th, 2024. This is their leading quote in Big Block, quote, this is by NRF Vice President Jonathan Gold, quote, "A tariff is a tax paid by the U.S. importer, not a foreign country or the exporter. This tax ultimately comes out of consumers' pockets through higher prices." They looked at apparel, toys, furniture, household appliances, footwear, travel goods. And they found that all of these categories would be heavily impacted. And for example, a $40 toaster oven would cost consumers $48 to $52 after the tariffs. $50 pair of athletic shoes would go to $59 to $64. These things are ranging anywhere from 10 to 50%. That's just right off the bat. You elect Trump, and your prices on all of those categories, everything you buy, is going to go up roughly 20%. Why would you do that? Why? Remember how upset you were with inflation? that inflation, it didn't get near 20%. That is shockingly high. And Trump, that's his plan, and he's not backing down from it. He proclaims himself the tariff genius. If you look up, just the guy, are you voting for the guy who Googles tariffs and finds the McKinley 1890s Tariff Act and realizes it's the worst economic period in U.S. history other than the Great Depression? That's what Trump must have done, and then just locks onto it. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's the one thing he won't back down off of. You have to win Pennsylvania. That is the state. You cannot win this election without winning Pennsylvania. So a week and 2 days before the election, you hire a comedian to make racist jokes about Puerto Ricans, who comprise a sizable part of the electorate in Pennsylvania. It can easily swing. There are hundreds of thousands of Latino voters in Pennsylvania, and Biden carried it by 80,000 votes last time, the whole state. So easily influencing who wins that state. You're going to vote for the guy who decides to do that. You're going to decide to do the garbage thing. And then he makes fun of it with the garbage truck bit. Like this is his own crisis. And he's deciding to make more PR stunts out of it to keep it top of mind for everyone. The garbage thing. And Megyn Kelly dresses in a trash bag. And this is how idiotic he is. This is your guy. This is who you can't vote for. I did talk to my parents tonight on the way home, and it was a fine talk. We try to avoid politics, but the election's tomorrow, and my mom says he should be a stand-up comedian. It's one of the funniest guys she's ever seen, and she, through her lens, this is how I know how these people think. Her lens is not the same lens that I have. I look at everything he says and does as a threat to America, as a threat to democracy. And other people on his side look at it as entertainment, because that's what he always wants to be. He wants to be an entertainer. But he has all these racists working with him, and he's okay with it because he's one himself. This is what they don't realize. And when I try to explain, I can't try very hard. I know it's going nowhere. I'm not undoing any of it. That's an unnecessary digression. Sorry. Anyway, I was going around looking for reasons to be pessimistic about this, and I even found some Trump videos on YouTube. I didn't actually watch any of them, but I'm just looking at the headlines of some of them. And it's it's just if that's what we're up against. I cannot help but feel awesome about this. I can't. Not to say we won't lose tomorrow. A lot of people, a lot of people want him to be president. A lot of people don't take him serious. A lot of people think he's funny, and you can't. Policy can't compete with being entertained, I guess, for some people. This is idiocracy come to life decades sooner than we had any right to expect that it would, but it has. You literally have Hulk Hogan on stage with him. You have Elon Musk, another just all-time huckster, wannabe entertainer, liar. This is what we're up against, and that stuff, it works on a lot of people, and that's the problem here. But as far as the women vote, every single group he's ever offended, in addition to women, I just don't see how we lose this thing. Kamala Harris is not that bad. She has no baggage, just zero baggage. She has no allegations. Like, even with Biden, they couldn't find anything, so they had to go to his son, right? Who actually broke the law and actually was found guilty, and Joe Biden didn't stand in the way of the law, of justice being done. They can't find any. There's nothing there. She's as squeaky clean as anyone ever has been. So how could that person lose to this guy? It would seem to me to be impossible. That's how I'm going to go to bed tonight. And luckily, I'll be busy during the day tomorrow. We won't know anything till tomorrow night anyway. But I can't wait, and I know all of you can't wait either. But we're gonna have to, and we'll check in tomorrow night and see how things are coming along. All right, y'all stay safe.